Welcome to the Department of Trade and Industry's MSME Digitalks 2023, the podcast series, the show where we tackle about the latest trends in digitalization and how our small businesses are benefiting from these new technologies.
Welcome to MSME Digitalks, the podcast series. Happy Tech Thursday mga ka-Digitalks! Nagbabalik po kaming muli with a fun way of learning more about digitalization. Samahan niyo kami para sa mga kapanapanabik at pinakabagong tips, tricks, and trends na maaaring makatulong upang mapabuti at mapalago ang inyong negosyo. Ngunit bago ang lahat, for more information, check out the MSME Tech Tools at the DTI website as part of the DTI's efforts of helping MSMEs embrace the digital economy as they shift from traditional methods to more tech-savvy approaches. You may also like and follow our DTI Facebook page and YouTube channel for the 2022 MSME Digitalks episodes and past podcast episodes. I am your host, Lovely Joy Chan from the Bureau of SME Development, and I'm excited to be here with you all as we explore the exciting world of digitalization for MSMEs in the Philippines. Every month, we will focus on a specific topic that we believe would be very beneficial to our MSMEs. With digitalization, maiiwasan na ang hassle sa mga manual na proseso at mas mapapadali na ang pagpapatakbo ng negosyo. Bukod sa makakatulong ito sa pag-improve ng administrative records, inventory, sales records, and even order tracking, maaari nyo ring ma-automate ang iba't ibang bahagi ng customer experience, tulad ng appointment bookings, which will be our focus for this episode. And today, we have the opportunity to learn from the country's leading waxing salon na sigurado akong familiar na ang karamihan sa inyo. Isang magandang opportunity ito para sa ating lahat na ma-inspire at makakuha ng mga idea kung paano makapagsimula sa digitalization journey at ma-improve ang customer experience. Kaya naman, we are very lucky to be joined with the co-founder and president of Laybear Waxing Salon, Mr. Juan Paulo Hilario. Happy Tech Thursday to you, ating ka-Digitalks. Paulo, thank you for joining us.
Magandang hapon sa iyo, Miss Lovely, at sa lahat ng iyong tagapagpanood.
And Sir Paulo, can you tell us more about Laybear and kung paano po kayo nagsimula?
Of course. So, katulad ng sabi mo, we are the largest hair removal chain in the Philippines. So, meron po kaming 150 locations across the nation. We're also proud to say that we're actually isa sa mga pinakamalaki sa Southeast Asia. No? And
Wow.
in story ng Laybear started in 2006. It was myself, and then may dalawa akong kapatid na babae, obviously. So, at that time, hindi pa ho ako masyadong mahilig sa hair removal. And we started with my elder sister identifying yung problema sa unwanted hair sa Pilipinas, no? Because she is the target market, ika nga, no? And ang nakita niya noon was that walang solution na available sa market that addresses that problem with the expertise, with the care, with the value that she wished to deliver to the consumer. So we were all actually employed at that time. Dati akong bankero. And then we all decided to put together a small amount of money para po makasimula po kami ng unang negosyo po namin bilang magkakapatid.
Family business talaga siya.
Yes, ma'am. So kami pong tatlo. And then eventually, yung tatay po namin sumali para lang meron kaming sounding board. Mahirap po pag puro magkakapatid. Kailangan may adult in the room, ika nga.
Then, may adult supervision, kumbaga.
Yeah, you could put it that way.
And maraming salamat ka Digitalks Paulo for sharing your story about Laybear Waxing Salon. Para naman magbahagi ng karagdagang kaalaman, we will be joined by Digitalks expert, Ms. Femi Cruz from Amazon Web Services or AWS Philippines. Happy Tech Thursday to you, Digitalks expert Femi. Welcome sa ating podcast series.
Hello, umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi sa inyo lahat, no? So, ako po si Femi Cruz, isa pong account manager sa Amazon Web Services or AWS po. Kami po ay partner, technology partner ni Sir Paulo sa Laybear, and tinulungan po namin silang mag-automate, mag-build or mag-host ng kanilang booking application at inventory application. So, salamat po sa pag-imbita at magbahagi ng mga kadagdagang kaalaman sa teknolohiya.
Thank you, Miss Penny. Para lang po sa kaalaman ng nakararami, baka po meron pang hindi gaanong familiar, no? Pwede niyo po ba kami bigyan ng konting background kung ano po yung AWS Philippines?
Ay, opo. Oo, kasi mas marami po sigurong nakakarinig or mas familiar ang mga tao sa Amazon, no? So, yung Amazon kasi para siyang e-commerce, no? Website lalo na po nung pandemic, no? Sikat na sikat ang online shopping, no? So, sila po yung pioneer, si Amazon ang pioneer, nag-umpisa po yan sa Amerika. So, lahat nung pag-shopping natin, hindi na kailangan pumunta sa physical store or sa so online na lahat. So eventually naging popular ang online shopping. Ngayon marami ng variation, marami ng companies like Lazada, Shopee, no, na gumagawa sa iba't ibang bahagi ng mundo, no. So but si Amazon nagsimula siya sa online shopping or e-commerce, lumaki ng lumaki. So habang ino-operate niya yung online shopping business niya, syempre kailangan niya ng maraming computers, no, servers, para i-store doon lahat ng orders, ng data, no, yung kanyang website kung saan nag-order ang mga tao. Lahat 'yon naka-store sa maraming computers, no. And ang customers namin sa Amazon is millions, no, not only sa US but worldwide. So naging expert yung Amazon sa pagtakbo or pag-manage or pag-run ng mga servers or computers, no, sa pag-build ng applications. Hanggang naisip nila, baka pwede nating i-offer itong ganitong computing storage or cloud storage, computers database sa mga small business. Ang una naming target customer actually mga startup, no, mga hindi kaagad na small business or big business, no. Startup muna yung mga gustong mag-imbento ng application.
Solutions.
Oo, sila yung unang target market kasi pag kasi startup, syempre wala kang kapital, no, na nag-experiment ka lang eh. Gusto mo lang mag-build ng application na pwedeng bumenta or hindi kasi pwedeng individual ka lang, wala kang company pero gusto mong gumawa ng application at pwede mong ibenta sa isang negosyante, no, na pwede niyang gawing mas malaki, no, yung business na yun. So ano yung mga example ng startup na mga first customers namin? So nandyan yung mga if familiar kayo sa mga Grab, mga startup lang yung nag-umpisa eh. Hindi naman sila malaking kumpanya nung nag-umpisa sila. So yan, yung mga Netflix, Airbnb, mga startup lang yan dati hanggang lumaki. Oo.
Maraming mga natulungan din kung negosyo. Napalago nyo na rin.
Hanggang ngayon, nung nakilala na nila si AWS, yun, nakita nila na pwede ka palang gumawa ng inventory or accounting system na hindi bumibili ng server or computer, no. So mag-focus ka lang sa pag-develop ng application mo. Tapos mag-subscribe ka lang sa website ng AWS. Tapos mag-avail ka ng subscription. So siguro para sa medyo naguguluhan pa, ang perfect analogy ko dyan is utility company, no. For example, imagine mo si Meralco or si Manila Water, no. So ang produkto nila or serbisyo nila is kuryente or tubig, 'di ba? So ang monthly bill mo depende yan dun sa kung ano lang makokonsumo mo na electricity or water. Pero hindi mo kailangan mag-invest sa generator or 'di ba? Pay as you go ba model. So parang ganun din si Amazon Web Services or AWS. kung ano lang ang parang ipoprovide niya sa'yo yung mga computer servers, storage na kailangan mo sa application mo. Kung ano lang ang gagamitin mo on that day, syempre, minsan mababa sales o minsan mataas. No? So, yun lang yung babayaran mo on a daily basis or on a monthly basis. So, parang ganun yung analogy.
Allergy niya. Sige. Thank you po, Miss Fleming, for explaining. I hope yung mga listeners natin na nagkaroon naman ng idea. Balikan ko lang po si Sir Paulo. Sir Paulo, ayan, makakasama natin si Miss Femi today, no? So, I
Hi,
hope...
Sir Pao. Kamusta na po?
Hi, Femi. Very doing good. Hope you are too.
Ayan, Sir Paulo, kwentuhan nyo naman po kami. I know from its humble beginnings as a small business, ngayon po yung labor is isa ng household name when it comes to the waxing services in the country. I'm sure, syempre, sabi nyo nga, family business siya, kayo-kayo lang nagsimula. Hindi siya naging madali, especially nung simula. Can you compare, o parang tulungan nyo po kaming magka-idea, ano po yung sitwasyon ng business nyo before, no, nung nagsisimula kayo, and then after na ma-adapt nyo po yung services, adopting digitalization sa inyong negosyo?
Okay. So maraming kaugnayan dun sa binanggit ni Femi kanina, no? Like she said, we were once a startup also. And yung startup problem is kulang ng resources. Katulad din ng AWS, kaya nga tayo nag-uusap tungkol about digitalization because kailangan may transformation na mangyari. And yung during our time in 2006, siguro yung transformation na kailangan mangyari nun is that hindi karamihan ng mga tao, kababaihan, very familiar with hair removal. Kumbaga medyo nauso lang naman yung hair removal itong mga nakalipas na mga taon. But back in 2006, medyo hindi siya kilalang service for personal care. So those were the two key problems that we had at that time. And to address those two concerns, ang kailangan namin talagang gawin is we have to champion the client experience. Kasi the only way we could grow is organically. If you can imagine, ma'am, yung puhunan po namin noon, wala pa yatang 200,000 pesos eh. So medyo maliit yung runway, ika nga, no? Kasi pag maubos yun, wala na kaming pang-abono. And so we wanted to make sure that every customer that comes through the door or every client that comes through the door, either masasiyahan sila at magdadalan pa ng isa pang customer o masasiyahan din sila at babalik-balik sila dahil nga po serbisyo yung aming ino-offer sa kanila. And so to break the challenge of how do we get resources or how do we get traction, kasi nga bago tong idea na ginagawa natin, we just had to focus on one customer at a time. And as we were able to scale that, kasi nagsimula lang naman po kami sa isa, dalawa. In fact, after the second branch, nag-franchise na po kami kasi nga wala naman kaming puhunan para mag-expand ng aming sarili. Doon po kami kumuha ng paraan para po lumaki yung network po natin at mas malaki po yung area na mapagbibigyan serbisyo po namin. Ang napag-aaralan talaga namin doon is yung tinatawag nating customer behavior. Ano ba yung nag-uudyok sa kanila upang gawin yung serbisyo, upang i-share yung bago nilang natuklasan na serbisyo? We wanted to break it down, and of digitalization was really creating a client database. Asan ba sila nanggagaling? Gaano ba sila kadalas bumabalik? Tipong ganun yung kailangan namin malaman. And how do we make sure that they always consider not only returning to us, but also having somebody return with them? And the only way we could do that is through digitalization. Diba? Hindi naman pwede namin. Dati ginagawa namin manual. Sulat, pag-aralan, pero madugo pong proseso yun eh. At maraming problema. Oo, mga index card, ma'am. Ayun yung dating Google Sheets eh. Sorry. Mga index card, di ba? Ayun ang gamit po namin nun. Yung problema doon, obviously, pagka isang location, kakayatin mo. Kung 10 customer lang papasok sa'yo, pwede mong pag-aralan yan. But katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, 150 locations, and we serve thousands of clients per month, medyo madugo yung proseso na yun. So that's one side of it. How do we make that more efficient? The other side of it is, ang pinaka-serbisyo talaga namin or ang pinaka-produkto namin ay aming mga professionals na tinatawag. No? And so each professional, what they're supposed to do is really focus on the client. And so kung marami pa silang iniisip na kailangan sulatin, kailangan nilang isipin, makakabawas yun sa tutok nila doon sa client na dapat siyang naman ang kailangan nilang tutukan. So as you digitalize, yung mga ibang processes nyo, mas mapapagaan. And then you can really focus on the core competency of the business. And that's how you allow also na lumaki at lumago yung customer base nyo kasi natututuhan nyo po sila.
Thank you po for sharing, Sir Paulo. Miss Femi, yung nakwento ni Sir Paulo noong una, yung client profiling niya, medyo simula, manageable pa. Sabi niya, nag-index card pa siya, no? Pero nung nag-start na sila mag-franchise, lumaki na yung sakop nila, dumami na yung kliyente, doon na pumasok daw yung gusto niya na customer behavior. And Miss Femi, paano naman doon makakatulong si AWS if may ganong concern ang isang negosyante?
Ayan, thank you, lovely, no, for that very good question. Actually, perfect yung problem statement kanina ni Sir Paulo na yung paglaki ng negosyo, no? So, and sa umpisa, syempre, very limited yung funds mo. And habang pag-aggressive yung pag-grow ng business mo, hindi naman kaagad pumapasok yung cash or yung cash flow mo, no? So, doon kami makakatulong talaga sa mga small business, no? Kasi as I've mentioned kanina, yung AWS para siyang utility model, no? So, kung sa umpisa si Sir Pa, one branch lang, maliit lang yung data niya. Di ba gusto niya gumawa ng customer database para doon niya i-store yung data ng customer, yung pangalan, yung age, address. So, habang nagsistore siya ng data, dumadami yung data, natatrack niya yung historical or behavior ng customer nila at nakakapag-offer siya ng mas, kumbaga, targeted campaigns and ano. So, yung ganon, lumalaki yung data mo. Kung walang AWS, ang dating paraan is bumili ka ng mahal na computer na pwedeng, or server, di ba, na may hard disk, na may and pag bumili ka, minsan hindi enough yung isa, no? So habang lumalaki yung data mo, dagdag ka ng dagdag, no? Ng mga hardware. Oo, and hindi lang yung hardware, yung mga tao mo pa na magma-manage nung data center mo, no? Yung kuryente na kino-consume ng mga computer or hardware resources na to. So, yung tinatawag nating, ang English term niya, elasticity, yung pwede kang mag-scale down, scale up, depende sa paglaki ng negosyo mo. So sumasabay kami kung kasi syempre may cost yung pag-host, yung habang lumalaki yung data mo or yung application mo, nagko-consume ka ng computer resources, and that entails cost. So since ang model namin is variable expense, no, or instead of capital expense, so pwede kang magsisimula ka muna sa maliit na cost kasi nga na siya, utility model, no. So depende sa, for example, 1 gigabyte lang yung data niya ngayon dahil one branch lang siya. And ang 1 gigabyte is 20 pesos, for example, no. So and then pag naka 10 branches na siya, naging 10 gigabytes na yung data niya, no. So 20 times na 200 pesos lang, no. So pwedeng next month bumaba yung customer, babalik ulit siya sa 20 pesos, no. Pwedeng in 3 months 1 million na yung customer ni Sir John, si Sir Paulo, no. So magiging kumbaga hindi siya kaagad mag-i-invest sa pang 1 million customer. Mag-invest po, mag-umpisa siya sa pang 20, pang 1 branch, tapos depende sa paglaki ng negosyo niya. Doon sasabay lang yung kanyang gas. Kumbaga naka-align or nakasabay lang yung expense niya sa yung profit niya, or yung meron na siyang pagbayad kasi lumalaki naman talaga yung negosyo niya. Yun. Tama ba, Sir Pao? Nakatulong naman kami sa no?
Definitely. Actually, dadagdag ko dun dahil ilang beses binanggit ni Miss Femi yung utility model. And truthfully, they are like a utility. They're a necessity. Yung serbisyong binibigay ni AWS sa amin is that kung ano yung kailangan namin to deploy in terms of the tools and the modules that we have designed, as we grow that, nandun sila para susuporta kahit gaano kalait o gaano kalaki nun. So, yung scalability na tinatawag natin, kasi nga ngayon, madaming negosyo purely online, no? So, the way you are able to attract customers is not confined to fixed parameters, ika nga. So, madaling sumabay doon sa lukso ng customer, kung madami tayong bukso ngayon dahil may maganda kayong promo or whatever, kayang sumabay ng infrastructure ng AWS. And that's how we're able to provide seamless experiences regardless of how much the demand is.
Kaano lang yun, Ate Lovely, matter of minutes or seconds. No, pag biglang 20 customers, nagka-promo si Sir Paolo ng maganda, biglang dunumog ang mga branches niya, naging 100,000 customers. So, in a matter of minutes, kumbaga tataas namin yung resources namin, yung computers, in a traditional way, hindi pwede yun. Magda-down na yung website, magda-down na yung accounting system mo kasi yung binili mong computer last month is pang 20 customers lang, di ba? So, yun I think yun yung pinaka madaling explanation.
Nakakapag-adapt siya basically sa volume, kung maliit or malaki. Ni Sir Paolo, yung malesen yung task ng mga providers nyo, ng service providers nyo, ano po ba yung, if you can be specific na somehow na-lessen with the help of AWS?
Well, as I mentioned kanina, ang pinakapanimula talaga nito, client database lang eh. So, sulat-sulat ng pangalan and try to track their visits, etc. Then when we started looking at the behavior, nakita namin, kailangan namin gumawa ng paraan on how do we automate enticing them to come back, diba? Kasi nga, kahit alam mo naman yung data, pero let's say hindi naman siya actionable, wala ka naman magagawa doon. Wala din, sayang din siya, no? So, ang next step namin is to make the whole branch experience, offline experience as we call it, much more efficient for everyone. Bakit? Kasi, karamihan ng mga branches namin, may mga customer talagang pumipila dyan. And to make it efficient, we don't want people to be wasting in the branch for another 1 hour, 2 hours na hindi naman kailangan because time is so precious today, di ba? So, what we said, we also wanted to make sure na in terms of efficiency naman of handling them, yung mga professionals na nasa branch should know ano bang klaseng demand ang papasok. How many clients, what are the services. So may advanced preparation kaming pwedeng gawin based on the scalability of the demand. So for us to be able to match that, we have to make sure na meron kaming efficient booking system, which is one of the first modules of the customer database that we built. And again, lo and behold, maganda yung tawag nating adoption. No? So I think mga 35% of our customers and growing are now using the booking platform system, and that converts to thousands of people per month who've chosen to use a digital system to make their branch visits more and more efficient for them. And not only that, by virtue of us being able to create unique client relationships, kasi diba pagka sinabi natin ng client relationship, pagka sinulat mo sa papel, essentially, yung history ng client relationship, hindi mo naman kayang i-refer, walang reference point. But if you digitalize that, you can have unique client experiences for the thousands, for the millions. Kasi each and every visit, malalaman mo na at malalaman din ni customer. And so, may enrich mo yon, pwede ka mag-offer na mas madaming kinakailangan niya, pwedeng hinahanap niya, pwedeng hindi niya rin alam na kailangan niya, pwede mong i-offer because of how that whole experience is crafted. And the whole exchange happens. So that is from the services that they get, the products that they purchase, the frequency of their return, so on and so forth. So, ang gusto lang natin mangyari is mapagaan sa customer yung pagde-decide of when, where, how they want to come back to have their personal care needs through labor. And then for the people side naman, the efficiency side, ang gusto talaga namin is we create a platform that incentivizes performance. No? Ang belief kasi talaga namin is we have to empower our for this business, it's our wax professionals to make sure that they own their craft. No, this is not just any job; it's an art for them, and we want to make sure yung art na or yung skill nila as an art, pwede namin i-amplify yan. And the only way we can amplify is really break down yung metrics nila in terms of how they perform. Ilan ba yung mga customers na serve nila? How efficient are they serving them? Are they highly rated by their customers? Para sa ganun, we can incentivize the right behavior. Kasi mahirap pagka hindi mo tinatrack yan, we're looking at the same people using the same lens. And that is one factor na talagang makaka-disengage kasi hindi naman pantay-pantay yung effort eh. Hindi naman pantay-pantay yung galing. So we want to make sure there's a right way to measure it para na-incentivize namin yung nagper-perform and then encourage others to perform also better.
Thank you, Sir Paolo. Follow-up question lang kasi time and time again, paulit-ulit yung po nababanggit customer experience, customer relationship. Sa tingin niyo ba, bakit importante siyang mabigyan ng pansin and what are the ways that digitalization can help para ma-improve business nila when it comes to customer experience, customer relationship building?
Yeah. So, it's very important because I think lahat naman ng negosyo isa lang naman ang hangarin. It's to serve their clients or their customers, right? Same model, demand and supply, product or service, pare-parehas lang naman. Iba-ibang brand lang yan, iba-ibang paraan. But at the end of the day, if you don't have customers you serve, you will go out of business. So at the center of what we do is really understanding how do we improve and enhance the client experience each and every day, each and every opportunity we have by them returning to us. So if you're going to ask me how critical it is, it's central to our strategy that we listen, we understand, we recognize the needs, and even in fact, we also provide further recognition of further needs na meron ng mga clients namin. Because we believe that personal care is for everyone. In fact, one of the key tenets of Laybear as an organization, because we have other brands under Laybear, is that we want to provide quality self-care for all. Alam naman natin, no, that's a luxury for a lot of people. Pero kung alam lang natin how even Laybear customers, no, how empowered they feel, how confident they feel, dapat talaga para sa lahat yun. And so our goal is to make that exchange efficient para yung value na binibalik namin sa mga clients namin mas ma-improve pa. And maybe that also goes back to maybe lowering some of our costs in return. And that's our goal. Actually, that's the model of Amazon. Hiniram lang namin sa Amazon yun. Because I myself am a big fan of their model. But essentially, that's what we do.
Okay. Thank you, Sir Paolo. No? But I think you were able to share good points and I think our listeners will be able to somehow siguro relate na din, no, their experience. Miss Femi, Sir Paolo was able to share with us their digitalization journey and most importantly, yung pag-develop ng kanilang appointment booking app with the help of AWS. Now naman, para po sa mga MSME na interesadong magsimula ng kanilang digitalization journey, pwede nyo po bang i-share itong AWS Cloud and how it works naman? Kumbaga, they are probably having an ideas na, no, kung paano nila pwedeng i-apply, but please, baka pwede nyo pa po silang tulungang maliwanagan kung paano pa nila pwede pang ma-improve ang kanilang business through AWS Cloud.
Okay, yes, Miss Lovely. No? So, I guess yung sa mga MSMEs, no, so pinakaunang step talaga is kailangan alamin mo na technology is one but it's not the core, no, it's not the starting point. Pinaka starting point is alamin muna nila ano yung business goal nila, no. Is it yung kay Sir Pao kanina, it's ang kanyang number one goal is to improve customer experience, no. Kaya ang kanyang vision or end product is building a booking and mobile app kasi gusto niyang mapadali yung pag-book ng appointment ng customer, dumami yung kanyang customers kasi mas mabilis na sila makabook. And then, parang eventually, lumaki din ang negosyo niya, no? So, yun yung unang, identify your business goals. So, based on your goal, ano ba yung solusyon? So, magbe-build ba tayo or ng inventory or ng booking app, website, no? So, once you have that goal already, then you can, I guess, speak to a technology partner, no? Like us. Um, there are also two considerations, no, when you tap on AWS. Kasi since platform siya or para siyang ecosystem, may dalawang option ka, no? Actually, yung first is magbe-build ka ba or magba-buy. When I say build or buy, yung in the case of Sir Pao, they decided to build. Kasi probably, Sir Pao, you can validate yung business process nila, wala silang makita na package or ready-made na booking or mobile app that will fit yung kanilang business process, no? So kasi very limited, wala pa yata akong alam na off the shelf na booking system, Sir Pao, for a waxing, no? Salon, no? So so that's why, and they also, I guess, meron silang access to resource like mga programmers, no, or developers that can help them build yung kanilang mobile or booking system, no. So that's option one. Yung option two is bibili ka ng ready-made na solution, no, or software. Like may mga partners kami sa AWS that sells ready-made accounting system, web booking system, no, and if very minimal lang yung changes, no, or pre-programming needed, baka mas cost efficient yung option na yon, no, which is buy a ready-made solution. So that's number two. So decide whether you build or buy. Number three, so once you already have that, you know what solution to build or buy based on your goal, business goal. Ang third step natin is syempre we start on the journey, no? So we have a lot of, if you decide to buy, we have a lot of training programs, no? So meron kaming mga websites and free digital courses that we can provide. I'll probably share the link so you can include it, no, dyan sa ating Facebook page later on. So yung training programs, digital training programs, we have that. And also, you can tap on our thousands of partners or in the skilled or certified AWS, no? So professionals that you can get services for them to build, no, that website or that mobile application for you. Yun. So, Ate Lovely, yun aking step 1, step 2, step 3.
Thank you po, Miss Emmy, for sharing those steps. Pero follow-up question lang, ma'am. Yung AWS Cloud, ang pwede lang niya po bang gawin is appointment booking app or meron pa siyang ibang kayang gawin?
Ay, naku, unlimited. Kahit anong, ano siya, since ano siya, development platform, hosting platform, kahit anong maisip niyong application, no? Kaya nga, ang first customers namin, startup, oo. So, kahit anong maisip mong application na i-build, pwede mong i-host, no, sa AWS. And, nakalimutan ko pinang sabihin din kanina, Lovely, meron pala kaming, for those who are interested to experiment, try it out, no? And we have a free trial ng meron kaming free trial for customers, no, na limited may limited period, meron ding 1 year, no, depende sa program na i-avail nila, so they don't have to pay muna while they're experimenting or building their first application, no, sa AWS.
Okay po. Thank you po for sharing that information.
I'll also share the link on how to get their free trial.
Listeners natin, mukhang marami dyan ang magiging interesado access po the free trial. Thank you, Miss Femi. I think a lot has been said na po during our discussion, but to sum up lang, Sir Paulo, sa tagal-tagal na ng experience nyo using the service, would you say, coming from a perspective po ng isang business owner, no, would you say na is it a worthwhile investment for an MSME? Maliit or mapamalaki man siya?
Yeah. I think it depends on, my advice for business owners is you have to understand first yung reason of the business, the why of the business, no? So if you are in the business for the long haul and you want to create sustainability, then definitely a digital strategy should be part of it. Kasi may ibang mga negosyo na hindi naman talagang pangmatagal, lang gusto na ng sideline, etc. It depends on your perspective of how you want to grow the business. But if you are serious about growing your business, you can't grow it without a digital partner. At yun yung kagandahan naman sa AWS is, sabi kanina ni Femi, di ba, may mga technicalities, may mga barriers yan. They lessen that for you. So apart from providing, the infrastructure, they all have resellers, they have technical experts. Kasi yung mga sinasabi naman natin na cloud services, parang ito lang yung computer eh. Pero maraming applications and tools that really boost the performance of your application, or may mga value-added services. Even that is part of the AWS complementary suite. So talagang ang mga negosyante magsasabi, mahirap naman mag-set up ng IT department kagad, di ba? You can essentially outsource that through AWS.
Or mag-hire ka ng IT person, di ba? Medyo mahirap din yun pag maliit ka pa lang.
Agree. So I think in the context of allowing the Philippine economy to transform, AWS has been a great partner in enabling small, medium, and large businesses, and even startups, to find the right scale for them.
Tama, Sir Pang. Actually, sasabihin ko nga sana kanina, yung una kong part ng segment natin, nabanggit ko agad, mga Netflix, Airbnb, mga ang lalaking Grab pangalan na. Pero whether you are small or big company, no, pare-pareho lang yung presyong binabayaran nyo sa AWS. Yun ang tinatawag nating bringing it or democratizing it for the masses, no. So you are all, yung customers natin are also enjoying the benefit of economies of scale, kung familiar kayo sa term yun, kasi si AWS can negotiate better prices from hardware or chip suppliers, kasi we aggregate, no, iniipon namin yung requirements ng maraming customers, whether Netflix ka or whether labor ka, no. So pareho lang ang presyong binabayaran mo, no. So subscription.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing those points, Miss Mem. I think that's something new. It's the fact that the same price lang din yung mag-a-apply sa kanila is something na I think ma-encourage din silang mag-avail if they're interested.
Yeah. And to add to that, same technology also, which is critical. So, nakikita nyo gaano kaganda yung performance ng mga malalaking apps na yon. If you're starting out on your own, you will have access to the same technology.
It's definitely great, lalo na po sa mga nagsisimula pa lang po din na balak ma-expand pa ng kanilang negosyo. Marami na po tayong na-discuss, no? But, Sir Paolo, Miss Femi, thank you po for sharing those points and sharing your stories, Sir Paolo. But, just a little more hint lang, no? Or idea or suggestion or recommendation po para sa ating mga listener. I think, siguro kung nabasa nila yung title ng episode natin, ano ba itong AWS na to, cloud server? Baka marami na pong na-intimidate sa term na yon. Hopefully, with our discussion today, medyo naliwanagan na po natin sila. Can I have some lasting words from you guys para po dun sa mga MSMEs natin na nakikinig ngayon na somehow we mahatak po natin sila sa world po ng digitalization. Let's start po siguro muna with you, Ms. Femi. Ano po yung pwede niyo pong words of encouragement sa ating mga listeners today?
Actually, very simple lang. Don't be scared of technology. Actually, parang siya lalo na tama ka, Lovely, no? Hopefully with this session na demystify natin or naliwanagan yung ating users kung ano ba si AWS, no? So, as I've mentioned kanina, we're democratizing or bringing it to the masses, no? So, hindi lang malaking kumpanya ang pwedeng mag-automate or ngayon mag-digitize, no? So, with the help of AWS, hopefully, whether you're a small or big company, mapapabilis natin, no, yung pag-adapt nyo ng technology, mapapabilis natin yung pag-transform nyo digitally, and ang end goal naman ng lahat is mapalago lahat ng ating mga negosyo, no? So definitely digitization and automation will help you grow your business.
Thank you, Miss Femi. Nako. Now naman, Sir Paulo, I think lahat or most of our listeners na-inspire po when you shared your story to them, no? Para rin ma-encourage sila. Sige, try nyo, subukan nyo. Sabi nga ni Miss Femi kanina, may free trial po, di ba? So, ano po pwede nyo po words of encouragement to our listeners?
I will start with the foundation and core muna, no? I think each organization, kailangan nila kilalanin at alamin talaga what do they stand for, ano ba talaga yung mission nila, and what is the problem that they want to solve. And that's core to them as an organization. Pagka meron na nun, identify the problem, look at your customer base, and listen to your customer. Kasi, katulad ng sabi ni Ms. Femi kanina, mahirap gumawa ng hindi mo alam ano ba talaga yung gusto mong isolve. And the only way you could know what to solve is you identify first the customer base that you wanna provide assistance to. And so once you have that, then you can ideate whatever solutions you want to create. And once you're in that level, my initial suggestion is make use of what's available. Kasi mahirap naman, kasi to be honest with you, hindi mo naman malalaman talaga lahat ng kailangan mo sa unang pag-iisip ng isang solusyon eh. So make use of what's available out there and then use it in a very fast and expedient fashion para matuto ka kagad. And through that experience and through that learning, mas lilinaw yung kailangan mo pang isolve. And so I would advise people to do it first that way. Learn fast, fail cheap na saying. Because itong digitalization process naman, it's a never-ending journey. Hindi naman pagka natapos na kami dito, tapos na yung relationship namin sa AWS, utility nga panghabang buhay siya. So, magandang start right by making those assessments and then making clear progress as you move along. Kasi kahit naman kami before, maraming heartaches eh. Hindi naman madali itong proseso na to. Yung binanggit natin about budget, getting the right talent, getting the right people on board, the design, etc. It took years, to be honest with you, for us to be able to do it. But hopefully, with our learnings, with the assistance of AWS now in the Philippines, mas mapapadali yan sa mas nakaraming mga negosyanteng nandun sa labas.
Thank you po, Sir Paulo, and for sharing good points for our MSMEs to ponder on.
Welcome.
Mga ka-Digitox, isang makabuluhang talakayan ng ating natutunan ngayon, and we learned a great deal on how to improve customer experience with the help of digitalization. Again, thank you very much to our ka-Digitox Paulo and Digitox expert Femi. See you all again next week for another educational and entertaining discussion on the latest trends in digitalization and how business owners can benefit from these new technologies. Sa susunod na linggo, atin naman pag-usapan ng inventory management. Don't forget to like and follow our DTI Facebook page and YouTube channel for the latest news for Filipino MSMEs.